Is 1 second. Hey, everybody, guess what? So today is a big day. A lot of us are thinking about what are we doing for the weekend, but we've got Coach Randy, with us from the Nolensville Little League team, and he's thinking about the first big game tomorrow on Friday. How's it going?
Hey, we're doing fantastic. We're just hanging out in Williamsport, which this place is as close to heaven as you can get.
Pretty amazing. I mean, tell us about the road to the Little League World Series this year, because you've broken some records. Pretty incredible. First team to ever come 3 times, right?
So I'm the first manager to ever lead a team 3 years in a row from the U.S. side. So it's never happened in 76 years.
Wow.
So I'm the first. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
But it is, the Little League tournament's so long. You start in March playing, and it leads all the way through August. So it's the longest youth tournament, but it's also the most amazing. So we're lucky and very fortunate to be here for the third time.
Pretty incredible. So what's it like being there for the third time? I know your team has changed a little bit. Yeah. I know you had 2 years, you kind of had a lot of repeats, but this year it's changed. Tell us about that.
So from 21 to 22, we had 2 players return from 21 to 22, and from last year we have 2 players returned to this year. So we have 10 new kids and 2 returning, and then all 3 of us coaches have been here before. So we got a lot of experience on this team, more than any other team that's here. There is the Curacao team. They're repeating for the second time, so they're back from last year. We know them. They actually stay in our dorm too. They're right above us, so we know those guys. We saw them last year, and we've gotten to know them. So we definitely have the most experience in the entire tournament, which is a good thing. That's a competitive advantage when you think about playing in front of 25,000 people. You think about all of the media and press that goes along with this. It's something that is pretty shocking for a 12-year-old kid to do for the first time. But we have 2 that have done it before. We have coaches that have done it before. All that helps.
Yeah. So tell us what you've been there already for a few days, because I talked to you and you were just home for a little bit, and then you turned around and headed to Williamsport. So tell us what's been happening this time.
Yeah. So we in Warner Robins, we won the regional tournament there in Warner Robins, Georgia, and then we rode back home. We were home for 10 hours. Then we hopped on a bus and went 15 hours to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So, sorry if you hear somebody cutting the grass. We're at baseball practice, so we're outside. So we've been here. When we finally play tomorrow, we'll have been here 9 days.
Wow. And so what is the prep look like to get ready for tomorrow's game? What have you been doing today?
So we're practicing right now, and then we will have another practice later on in the day, and then get to bed early, get a good night's sleep. I mean, you got to think, being here 9 days, it's very hard to keep 12-year-old kids focused for that long without actually playing a real game. So that's where our experience comes in, because we've done this before. Yeah. And so we know what it's like to have to try to keep the kids focused during that time, and we keep them as busy as humanly possible. So every day it's one thing after another, so they don't have any time to get in trouble.
Yeah.
They don't have any time to miss their moms, and they can focus on baseball. So all those things are real concerns.
Yeah.
Most of these kids have never been away from their parents for 9 days, which it'll be tomorrow, much less further. Like last year, 17 days.
Yeah,
that's a long time. They've never been away from their parents, maybe a week for church camp or something like that. But so these kids get homesick, man. They miss their moms, they miss their dads. They still get to see them. It's not like they're kept away from them. They get to see them, but we are secluded. We're in the dormitories that's on lock and key 24 hours a day. No one can get in them. Parents can't go in there. So we are kind of off on our own for the entire time. So these kids are getting to do something that they've never done. But the concerns about them missing mom and dad and being unfocused and getting in trouble or not eating what they're supposed to, all that's real. That's real, man. The one thing that doesn't change is they're 12 years old, 24 hours a day. That doesn't change.
And if you've ever been around kids 12 years old, yeah, they got a lot of energy. So you got to keep them busy. And then hopefully they'll sleep well at night, right?
Oh, yeah. You got to make that energy try to be positive energy and not negative energy,
Yeah. So tell me right now, there's a big saying. It's all over Nolensville. It's all over Franklin. It's everywhere. Stella and the fellas. Stella's really become a big focus of your team this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that yet. I hadn't heard anybody say that yet. Oh my God, we can't go anywhere. We're walking through the stadium last night. The game started yesterday. We're walking through the stadium as a team. There's 25,000 people there, and we're walking through the stadium, and you hear from every which direction you can imagine, Stella and the fellas, Stella and the fellas. Everybody's screaming at us. We probably signed 2,000 autographs last night and took pictures with 500 kids that wanted pictures with Stella and the fellas. Uh, but yeah, Stella's an important part of this team. We don't treat her any different. She's just one of the players for us. She's another one of the kids. We actually call her another one of the boys. But the fact of the matter is, she is female, and that's unique. But we know that she's going to be a big story. She's already been a big story. She's interviewed with everybody from Sports Illustrated to ESPN to you name it. MLB.com interviewed her. She's been through every kind of press, media, and she's handled it with class and grace, and she's been so amazing. But she is a big part of our team, and we don't treat her any different. But we know that the story is out there, and it's going to be a big deal, and it's going to be even a bigger deal when she starts breaking records on the field.
Yeah, so already she's kind of broken some records up in these playoffs, which you have to be, as a coach, so proud of those that's already happened.
Oh yeah, she was the first girl to ever pitch in the Southeast region, and she threw a shutout. She's just, every time she steps on the field, a new record's going to be broken. To tie the record for the most hits ever by a girl in the entire World Series as a U.S. player will be 2. There's a very good chance she'll break that tomorrow. She's gonna be special. She's gonna do some fun things. And I told her at the beginning of all this, the day I met her, I said, Stella, if all of this happens the way that I think that it could, you're gonna be on a Wheaties box when all this is done. And she's like, who's this guy? This guy's crazy. And then she looks at me a week ago and she's like, Coach Randy, you might be right.
That's amazing. I love to hear that. She has been such a part of the team. And it's already exciting, but just the things that she has done has even brought so much more excitement.
The girl can play. She's a girl, but she plays baseball as well as any guy out there. She's the real deal.
Yes, and this is her first time on the team.
Oh yeah. They lived in Virginia, so they haven't lived here very long, and she plays middle school softball because they wouldn't let her play on the baseball team. So it's the first time we've ever had a girl in our program as Nolensville Little League, and she's a good first one to have. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so tell us about the game tomorrow. Where can we watch? And I'm sure you've seen all the people. There's everyone is all in favor of Nolensville. There's support, and everybody's putting up their signs, wearing their shirts.
Yeah. So,
tell us where we can watch tomorrow.
Well, first, I gotta say thank you to everybody who's supporting us out there. We have seen so much love and support and kindness from people, everything from wearing our gear to sending us messages to donating money to help us out, to just being there to watch us on TV, man. It's been pretty incredible. So I do want to make sure that I say thank you to everybody, because without the community behind us, we're not here. But tomorrow's game is at 3 o'clock Eastern time. We play against the Metro region, which is the team from Rhode Island. They won yesterday. So we had to buy the first game. They won the first game against the Mountain region, which was Nevada. So they beat Nevada yesterday, and we will play them tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern time, and it'll be on the big ESPN. So not ESPN Plus anymore. Now it's on ESPN, the big channel, and it's going to be exciting. There's going to be, I would imagine there'll be over 20,000 people there. There were for every game yesterday.
Wow.
The stadium is electric with energy. It's awesome. It's going to be a fun one.
Wow. Well, so how are you feeling? You've got just, less than 24 hours. How are you feeling going into this game?
I feel great. We've had some great practices. We've managed to stay focused. And these kids were built for this. I mean, we built this team for this reason and this reason only. And we're here. I tell the boys and Stella all the time, we didn't come this far to only come this far. We're here to make some noise, and whether we win it or not, that's irrelevant, but we're definitely here to make some noise. We're not here just to be fans. We're here to win the thing.
Man, that's incredible. Well, it's great to catch up with you. I know, in case some people don't know, your dad was also a
Yeah,
coach, and I'm sure you're feeling a lot of emotions about this as well, during this time.
yeah, yeah. Hmm, you got me. You got me. So my dad was a little league coach for 45 years, and he coached me before I was born. He coached me growing up. Then we coached together in his later years, and he passed away in 2018. And he's the reason I'm here. You know, my whole goal is to continue on his legacy. In my mind, he's the greatest little league coach of all time. But now from the success that we've had, maybe I'm in that same, in the same category as him. So
I
who
know
knows?
it's also kind of a homecoming for you with your dad because in 2021 you put his ashes on the
Yeah,
mound, and
yeah.
so I'm sure every time you're there on that field, you probably feel that extra support.
Yeah, some people don't know the story. Some people do. I know ESPN has talked about it a lot. But in 2018, my dad passed away, and before he passed away, he said, "Hey, promise me that you'll put my ashes at Williamsport." And I thought that I would be able to do it as a fan one day. I thought I would just come up here as a fan and put his ashes in the corner, and it would be a neat thing. And it turns out we made it to Williamsport in 21. And after the very first pitch of the game, I called timeout. I went to the mound and I put the ashes right in the middle of the game. I put the ashes on the mound and rubbed them in and had a special moment with the team. And then I didn't tell anyone we were going to do it, but ESPN ended up catching on. They learned what happened and they took that footage and then made a story about it. I came back last year in 22. We made it back, and Julie Foudy, who does all the fan interviews, she said, "Are you going to do it again?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So we did it again last year after the very first pitch. So, of course, we're going to do it again tomorrow. So after the very first pitch, you're going to see me call timeout. We're not telling anybody that it's going to happen. I think some people probably know, but it's just us and my family, and all the boys will get together on the mound. And from an outsider perspective, it'll look like I'm crazy for calling timeout after the first pitch, uh, but it's going to be a special thing. I'll probably cry a little bit, and it'll be a neat little moment.
Well, we can't wait to see that, and so now we'll know when you call that
That's
timeout
right.
what is happening, and that's an incredible tradition as well. All
Yep.
right, so tomorrow, 2 p.m. for us in Central, right?
Yep. Yep.
3
2 p.m.
p.m.
for you
East.
guys on ESPN.
All right, we can't wait. Thanks so much for taking time to talk to us.
No, this is fantastic. I look forward to talking to you again. And next time we talk, I'll bring Stella and the fellas with me.
Okay, that's a deal. All right, thanks.
Sounds good. All right.
We'll
Thank you.
see
Bye
ya.
bye. Bye bye now.